Hello everyone, this is Slatter with GTA Sports and welcome to another edition of GTA's ISO Mode. If you haven't already, make sure you follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel GTA Sports and don't forget GTASportsnet.com for all things in the world of sports. Now today we're talking about the Chicago Bulls. And no, we're not talking about MJ's Bulls. Hell, we're not even talking about D-Rose Bulls. We're talking about Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, those now. The expectation was set very high when 2 off seasons ago. That's how long it's been already. It's already been 2 off seasons. The Bulls brought over DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball. They re-signed Zach LaVine last offseason and gave him a new max deal that tapped in and starts kicking in this season. Then you got Alex Caruso out of LA because LA refused to pay him what he's worth and the value that he raised being with LA during the bubble and winning a bubble championship in 2020. So now, fast forward all of this. Lonzo gets hurt after getting a 4-year, $80 million deal. Hasn't been the same since. They flamed out in the playoffs last offseason against the Bucks in the first round, minus Chris Middleton, mind you. But by then, it was just DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine was nicked up. Lonzo was out. Caruso was in and out the lineup. Nikola Vucevic came in the trade deadline, so he was a late addition, still trying to find his way. Long story short, it didn't work. Now, this season was supposed to be a turnaround season. It was supposed to turn a corner this season. So the expectation was set rather high. So right now, the Bulls are 11-18. I understand where that puts them in the East. Okay? They're 11th in the East right now. As of this recording. They just got blown out by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Arguably one of the worst teams in the West. All right, basically where they're at right now. 150 points to 126. It's not even a difference in talent. It's just a matter of lack of effort on defense. We all know Zach LaVine is allergic to playing defense. It happens. But you don't have Rudy Gobert. You don't have Karl Anthony Towns out there. So the Twin Towers are out of commission. You lost to Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo put up 28, 10 for 14 from the field. Anthony Edwards went 34, 11, and 7. The Bulls are better than this. But what's going to have to happen was something I already seen coming a long time ago. The head coach, Billy Donovan, has to go. He's not the coach to get the job done. At best, he's a developmental coach. He can get you to the first round. That's about it. That's all he's ever been able to do. His OKC years were no different. First round knockout every year after Kevin Durant left for Golden State. So we know what his record speaks for itself. But when you pay Zach LaVine the max, super max that you can give on a 5-year deal, too much is given, much is expected. He should be performing better than this. This is the same guy that can give you 20 plus, but his defending player, basically, he gives him the same amount of points he gets. It's not going to work. They should be better than this on defense than what they are. And because they're not, the Bulls are at the bottom of the East. And the East is not nearly as tough as the West. It is tough still. Let's not discredit the Celtics, the 76ers, the Bucks. Hell, even the Cavaliers and Knicks are showing more effort on defense than the Bulls at this point. The Indiana Pacers are doing better than the Bulls at this point. The Bulls are looking like the Pistons. And the Pistons have a reason to be at the bottom. Not only are they tanking for Victor Wembanyama, but Cade Cunningham is out with shin injury. He had to have surgery on his shins and he's out for the season. So they lost their star. So the Detroit Pistons deserve to be where they're at right now because they understand they're preserving their young talent and building around them. This season's a wash. But for the Bulls, they're going to blow this team up. The team is going to implode. By trade deadline, if not All-Star break, this team is not going to look the same. Don't be surprised if the coach gets fired this season after just getting his extension, I believe, within 2 seasons ago. He's not going to play. He's not going to play out that contract as a coach. He's shown you as far as he can take you. First round knockout at best. DeMar DeRozan, he's not a spring chicken. He's in his mid-30s. I mean, you could get something from him. You could probably get some picks back from a team that desperately needs his scoring ability. But don't waste the rest of his prime, his twilight years, on a team that's not going anywhere close to the semis or the Eastern Conference Finals. It's a waste of time. You might as well trade him. Send him to LA. That's where he was supposed to go anyway. He was supposed to go to the Lakers. Just go ahead and make a deal with the Lakers. Get the first round pick for, I believe, the 2027 and 2029 first round pick is what they have on the table. Get a couple of role players. Send DeMar DeRozan to LA. Let him finish his career at home. It's over. The Bulls experiment failed miserably. Players can't stay healthy. You overpaid, and they're underplaying. Simple math. You paid these players to get you to a deep playoff run. They can't even get to the playoffs healthy. And I love Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is a great player, but the best ability is availability, and he has lacked availability since he's gotten in the league. Torn meniscus, bad ankles, ACLs. It's all lower extremity injuries. He's just not durable enough. For him to have been a number 2 pick in 2017, he's not playing up to his selection. He's just not durable enough. I don't know if it's a genetic issue or it's a lack of, nutrition. Something's just not working well with the mechanics when it comes to Lonzo Ball. And it's not just Lonzo Ball. LaMelo Ball's going through it too in Charlotte, but that's a whole nother story for another day. The Charlotte Hornets are going through one of the worst seasons they've had in a long time. And there's a lot of reasons why. And I'm going to say that for another video. This one is about the Bulls. The Bulls have to let go of what they thought they had. It's fool's gold. It's pyrite. It's not going to work. These players can do better somewhere else. They're going to have to go back into the drawing board, go to the draft, get a new head coach, start from scratch. The culture is shattered. The Bulls are not playing up to standards. And you losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are literally a 500 team, because that win made them 15-15. And they're missing their 2 biggest stars, literally and figuratively in height. And you couldn't outscore them. You lost by almost 25 points. Unacceptable. The Chicago Bulls need to reset the clock. They may be stuck with Lonzo Ball due to injuries and the money they paid him, because he's not worth the money you paid him as of right now, because he's been unable to play. So you probably stuck with Lonzo Ball, but you could still get something back for DeMar DeRozan, who's been carrying this team to the best of his ability. And I would possibly look into trading Zach LaVine. Even though his contract's a little steep, there's a sucker born every minute, and there's a franchise out there willing to give the whole farm away for one person. We saw what Minnesota was willing to do for Rudy Gobert, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year who can't score, but he does everything on the defensive end. You saw they gave away the whole team for him. So I'm sure if you put Zach LaVine on the market, a team like, I don't know, the Knicks, they will go after him. The Magic might go after him. There's plenty of teams out there that are nowhere near the playoff picture that would be willing to pay top dollar for a player who plays all offense and very little defense and lets his opponent score just as many points, if not more than he does, per game. And that concludes the ISO mode for the Chicago Bulls. You can follow me at Tyson on social media platforms. Don't forget to follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Check on our social media platforms. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, GTA Sports. And don't forget to check out GTAsports.com for all things in the world of sports. It's Ty Slatter. Until next time, take care.